Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. This video will be about the DOOA Terrabase. Well, I rebooted the hobby about 3-4 years ago and started off with these things, building a nice wabikusa, and I thought, let's do it again. I really loved it, it was really easy, and I just wanted to show you guys the build. So we're gonna start off with the size M and the DOOA Neo Gloss 20 by 20 by 35, so we have some space up top as well if you want to place some orchids on it. And about the product, this is a clay-based material, so if you put water inside, the tiny holes that are in it will let the water outside, so your plants won't die, keep it moist and everything. It's mainly used for some orchids that like it, because not every orchid likes wet roots, ferns, and of course a lot of aquatic plants. So this video is being sponsored by DOOA Plants. I have some nice mosses. So this is, you cannot see really good, but this is Christmas moss. And I have some other nice plants, Bucephalandras, Anubias, and yeah, let's go downstairs, get my equipment ready, and start up with building. So as you can see, I think we are ready for the build. It's pretty easy. I think you need some pin sets, a scissor, some DOOA Terra line, and DOOA Terrabase. Obviously you need some plants. I'm choosing for the Christmas moss. I think it's one of the best mosses to grow overall immersed, and that's what's gonna happen on the DOOA Terrabase. Also, I've choose some Bucephalandra as well. They really like they like the immersed growth. They do good on it. This is the Bucephalandra Red Scorpio from DOOA. I also got, for me, a new plant. I used the bigger version before. This is the Anubias Nana Mini Kirin. As you can see, there's like a small wavy leaf. It's a pretty little plant, so I thought it would be cool to fit it on there. And we have the Bucephalandra Bukit Kamal. I think this is the renamed version. I think it's a little bit like the wavy leaf. You cannot see that good because I have to clean it first. And yeah, what else do we have? We have some floaters as well. Maybe I'm gonna put them on top when the water is in it, so you can have a little design on top as well. And from the nursery I had some orchids. I don't know the species name, I can look it up after. The only thing is with orchids that you have to be reminded of is that they don't like wet roots. Usually they grow on tree bark, and the thing is, because of the humidity, they get wet of the rain and eventually they dry out, get wet, dry out, and that's a circle. And the thing is, when this DOOA Terrabase is in the glass, that circulation will not really happen. They will not dry out because there's not a ventilator in it. So the humidity will be constantly on the orchids, and yeah, most orchids don't like to be humid all the time, especially the roots. So let me get ready, clean up the plants, and let's get started with the build of this thing. So as you see, what I always do is with the in vitros is get the really big block off first by hand, and just get a tiny bowl or a bowl with some water to clean the in vitro liquid off, because plants with roots can choke on it. They don't like it very much, same as the glass wool. You have to get rid of it. Some people let the glass wool stay, or a little bit of it, you know, you don't want to damage all the roots, that's okay, but with the liquid just get it off. And as you can see, it was still clear, so they are really fresh in vitros. So again, DOOA, thank you for sending me those. I'm really happy with it. And with the mosses, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie it on in here, and then later on, all the bits that are sticking out, we're just gonna grab the scissor and just clip them all off, and it will just be a nice clean DOOA Terrabase with the boosters in the center. Yeah, you can do it by hand, or you can just grab the tweezers.
I'll just place the moss a little bit here because we're gonna start tying from the top to the bottom. I think that's the easiest way to go. Also, small reminder is when you put it in the NeoGloss later on, just leave a small band of this free from moss and other stuff, because the water will leak or will evaporate, will go to the bottom, and if you leave it too long, this piece will just get a lot of algae and other stuff on it, and that's something you really don't want. It's just ugly, nasty. So just leave a little bit open. Also, what you can do on top is, if you really want it, and you can see I already did before, is because the moss won't really stick that quick on it, you can use a little bit of glue. I used the super glue with yeah, it's the gel version, which is a little bit more thick, a little bit on top, and just put the moss or other plants on it as well. So let's get started with this thing. Put the moss on here. Also, you will probably need a lot more moss than you think. Yeah, eventually it will grow, but just try to plant it densely. You have a faster, cleaner look, and who doesn't want that? What we do is, I already cleaned this red Scorpio, and I think I'm gonna do it in 2 bunches, and then later on use the different versions. So first I will just stick it on so I don't over thread it too much, because you're gonna use some thread, and otherwise you would be spinning over them over and over again. So maybe some will fall off as well, but I'm not too worried about that. So first let's do this side, or maybe get something else. It's pretty easy. These ones are different. These are with the glass wool. I prefer the in vitros, I have to say. The glass wool will always just stick a little bit on the plant. You can break them in 2, but I don't want to damage the roots too much. There are some techniques with tweezers as well that you can just clean them off, just put them in and just rip them off. I'll just see what breaks off easily, and then later on put the tweezers in it. Like this. Just go from the top to the bottom. But whatever you prefer. Yeah, let's put these here. They look pretty good. Don't want to cramp it up too much. Get this clean. Would have been easier for me to clean it first, but you know, you live and you learn. As you can see, I already used almost 2 cups of in vitro, so if you count a little bit, you can see you do use a lot of more moss than you think. And first I probably will do this side and just start over from top to bottom. Where's the thread? I use the green one. It doesn't dissolve, which is quite handy, so it will stay on it, and later on the moss will just grow over it. The roots will attach on the DOOA pretty easily, so I noticed before, especially the orchids that I've used. And yeah, the Buscavelana as well, a little bit less, but let's tie this baby up. I'll try not to damage the leaves. Start from the top. And I already see I can put some little bit of moss here. Hold it. And I don't want to. Okay, that was the that was the rope. Hope you guys can still see this. I'll just turn it around a few times, not overdoing it too much because I still need to do the sides as well. So let's spray this a little bit. And then turn it a little bit further. I'm just leaving the thread on, obviously. You can cut it off and make a knot if you want to, but don't make it too difficult on yourself. Also, another tip, what I said about the orchids earlier is that, you know, the roots want to be dry out sometimes. If you put it on top and later on the moist will get out or evaporate, and this top part will be less moist than the lower part. So plants like orchids are, in my opinion, placed up, or you can better place them up higher than on the low side. Like I said, some species wouldn't mind, some species do mind. So in this species, I know they don't like it. They will get root rot if I will just have them too long on the top part, and yeah, we don't want it. So we place them on top a little bit. It will not stay very well. As you can see, the roots will go everywhere. They're already a little bit brownish. Some clean roots as well. Maybe I will cut them off a little bit and fit some Anubias under it. I said it was an easy build, but it can be quite tricky sometimes. Trying to get the wire around at the same time you're trying to have the position correct or in the way you want it. It has to flow naturally, of course, or how you like it. Let me try to run the wire around it a few times. It's already there. And it's stuck. You can see it will already take shape, and the moss will look a lot different later on, trust me on that. In the beginning it's like a little mess, but with most aquascapes, when they just develop later on, they will just look a lot prettier. I'm in doubt of these roots, or I mean these leaves. I'm already trying to strangle myself in the wire, which isn't good. Now we'll cut these off because they are a little flingy, not looking healthy, but we can do the trimming a little bit later. Don't try to squeeze the plants too much. You can put something under it if you like, if you're afraid of killing your plants, but don't put pressure on it and it will just bounce back later on. So skip a little bit. I'm a little bit further already. As you can see, I'm gonna see where we can fit in a little bit of the red Scorpio because I only placed it on top. I just ordered 2 pots of those, so it isn't that much. This will look nice here between all the wavy leaf or bookie, or the new native name of it. Like I said, ordered a lot of moss because, as you can see, I think I ordered like 9 or 10 and I got through them pretty easily. I think there were 10 to round up the numbers, and otherwise you're a little bit in danger of spreading it out. Of course it will grow, but like I said earlier, it's nicer to see something that's already been planted a little bit fuller from the beginning, and if you can spend it or have the money for it, I will just say do it, because it's worth it. You can always, like this, spread out a little bit if there's not in vitro material between it, you know, the gel. You spread a little bit out like this. I think this looks nice. I'm gonna keep a little bit of space open and we'll see how much it will need. Not dropping the wire. Over the roots, over the moss, circle it, and yeah, if you think it's stuck, it's stuck. Don't over thread it, and just carefully place it down, not for too long obviously. Have some more wavy leaf. I like to have a bigger bush over here. Spread some moss out of it, over it. It's not really needed to do it in between. You can fill it up obviously if you have too much, but I think this will do just fine. Then let's get the wire over it. Sorry for my elbow in front of your screen. See, this is the last blank space. Maybe it's a little bit too high. You can always go lower and get some more moss. For now, this is what I have, only the 10 pots, and I still want to do some on top as well. Yeah, let me clean the mini keyrin. It's a nice looking plant. As I said earlier, I used it before. It's the bigger version, but it has like really big leaves, and this one is just looks way better, especially for nanoscapes. And as you see, we are almost at the end of the bill. This is what we did, or what I did so far. And yeah, it's lacking a little bit here. I'm gonna order some extra moss to finish it up, leave like, well, let's say centimeter or two, maybe 1.5. It's a little bit thin as well here, but on top I have something different, and I never tried this before in the Terrabase. I have some weeping moss. Well, it's a little flingy, as you can see, a little bit long, so we're gonna cut it off with some scissors. But I think it would be, or looks dope, if we just put it around the edges, a little glue, clean it up a little bit. I think it would be really cool to do it that way. So let's see if we get some glue, and if this one is still has some in it. I think this one is at the end of his life. Well, there's a little bit in it, but not that much. I'm not gonna use that one. With the gel, it's just not that hard that fast, so you have some more time than the more liquid version of the glue. I'll put a little bit on the edges, doesn't need too much. Eventually the moss will just stick on it, but in the beginning it's quite nice to have it get stuck up there if you take the Terrabase out and just spread it out a little bit. Don't get my fingers stuck on it, because who hasn't had that before? Hope the two mosses combined looks good. Like I said, I haven't tried it before, so it's all a little bit see as we build and how it will grow. I think 1 cup is enough. I think we even have some leftovers, but I don't want to mix it at the bottom. Like I said, it's weeping moss, so it will hang down a little bit, which maybe is pretty cool. It will not grow up that much. So, and I think we are almost done. Don't want to leave the leftovers, so I'm gonna put some glue here. Put it on. And then I think we can do the trimming. Put the stuff aside, we don't need it anymore. This is just a small canister of glue, so won't be needing that anymore. I think it's empty. Watch out with the Bucephalon leaves, I don't want to cut those off. So we got the Christmas moss a little bit. Yes, I could use it on the lower parts, but for now we're good to go. I'll just get some extras. And I think we're done. let's change the camera and I will show you the finished product. As you can see, this is the finished product, the DOOA Terrabase. This is the Neo Glass 20 by 20 35 with the glass cover 20 by 20 and the Neo magnet light. The light isn't so strong, so I will probably change it for something different, but I think we did a pretty decent job. Maybe we can do some extra moss at the bottom, but we shall see in the future how everything will go. And this is the end of the video. I hope you can drop a comment, a like, or maybe a subscription. And I hope I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye.